Hello everyone and welcome to this week's energy update with me, Rebecca.meisl. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. This is when I tune into the energetics for the week ahead and channel any important messages that we need to know. So going to apologize ahead of time. You might hear some background noise with my little rambunctious kitten. So apologize if you hear any of that, but it's a little bit difficult to lock him out these days while I do these readings. He always wants to be a part of everything. So just a little, I'm sorry if you hear him running around, but hopefully you find it endearing and not too distracting. So let's move in, my friends. We have quite the week. I feel like a lot of us have been really doing the work. A lot of us have been really tuning in and just feeling the feels and moving through the things that we've had to move through, to discard, to detoxify, to release and let go. We've had a lot of things happening, even just on a planetary level. So I hope all of you have been keeping very well and looking after yourselves. This week is definitely another week where we're going to be purging the things that no longer serve, but in this very beautiful way. And it's very cool because I just get this very strong push of like our perception is what's going to really be key this week. And as it always is, we have to be very mindful of those thoughts, where we're placing our power, and rising out of these little things or big things, cycles or challenges that we're currently facing, to come out stronger in this energy of love. So let's dive into our first theme this week. We've got fear not, want not, a new dawn is here. All you have to do is dive in. See where the current takes you. Surrender. Listen to the calling inside your heart. Let go, and good things will find you. You're bracing for the storm. Ego is getting in the way, tricking the mind so it feels unsafe. But you must venture to new pastures now. So what's got you so afraid? What's holding you back in fear and desire when you could let it all unfold around you? Find a new way, and a new way will pave a new future. For you have a calling. Answer that call. Let all that holds you back dissolve, because nothing is more important than you. Your past, your future, it all dissolves in the present moment. So give yourself what you need. Be free, be you. And then you will be shown the way to greener pastures. So let's pause there. So what an amazing first bit here to go through for this week. A lot of us are going to really get our eyes opened, if we haven't already, to what is causing this holdup in our lives, to what is holding us back truly from doing what we know we need to do. And I keep hearing the words like sacred mission. Okay, sacred mission. So what do you feel is your sacred mission that you've been illuminated to the past few weeks, the past few years? What have been those callings in your heart? And I love how they really affirm that. It is a call. So are you ready to answer that call? We had a huge push last week to take God's hand, to take the divine's hand and take a divinely guided chance, okay? So this week, once more, we're going to be pushed to not let the fears or the ego mind stand in the way, okay? Don't let these things crowd your mind so full that you forget what is true. Okay, because they're really showing me fear this week is being this distraction from what your true mission is, to what the truth is. So do not allow your thoughts to get carried away with you this week. Do not allow the what ifs to carry you away from what you know to be right for yourself. And so I love this because they're really reaffirming, like, if we just let go and flow, everything is going to turn out just fine. And I love that's our opening message. Fear not, want not. A new dawn is here. And it's so true, because we've talked a lot about how when we're desiring for something, or we're in that energy of longing, that's really bringing illumination to what we're not meeting in our needs at this point in time. So really assess things that you are longing for or desiring for this week and go, where is this an unmet need? Where do I need to let go and let things flow the way they should, and create this new reality with the universe through empowered action, rather than, oh, I wish that this would happen, I want this to happen. We're no longer giving our power away to that either, because it's very easy to give your power away to what you desire and continue to manifest that I wish it was here, I wish it was coming, instead of it's here. My needs are already met. I'm already fulfilled, right? So see the difference in that energy. And then again with the fear not, right? So when we're in this space of fear, we're scattered. Our energy is divided. It's all over the place. Have you ever had that experience when you're panicked or you're fearful or you're in that fight or flight? You're not centered. And in fact, you are not in your power. So what can you do this week to remove both issues from the equation? So they're really showing me the importance of grounding and of energy work this week, of bringing all these pieces, these scattered pieces of you, these scattered pieces of energy back to yourself, back to your body, and not relinquishing control to fear, to want, to desire, but to your empowerment. So how can we do that? So once more, getting a lot of grounding, being very centered in your energy. And then along with that, allowing yourself to then surrender. Okay, so we're not here to elevate ourselves out of fear, to elevate ourselves out of being human. Okay, we're here to be human, right? So we don't want to get to that point either where we start judging ourselves for having human reactions or human things that come up and emotions that are strong. But we don't want to consistently give our power away to them, right? So a big difference there. So how we can also alleviate these issues of fear and desiring consistently is to surrender and to trust, right? So this was the antidote to these problems. So if you find yourself in these energies, ground, do some energy work, do some centering. And then when you're feeling centered, release these things to God. So they're showing me the power of prayer. They're showing me the power of support. They're showing me the power of asking for help. Okay, so this week, these might be opportunities for us to ask for help. And sometimes we forget that and we don't recognize that because we're so taught to be self-sufficient. So if fear becomes overwhelming this week, if this longing energy becomes overwhelming this week, allow yourself to take these as opportunities for you to reach out for help. So if you're like, man, I'm just stuck, I'll never get what I want to get, I'll never be who I want to be, I'll never achieve what I want to achieve, or I'm so afraid that nothing's going to work out, I'm so afraid of what's happening in the world. These are opportunities for us to receive more love and comfort. So go back to that unmet need. Why am I feeling this way? And what can I do to support myself and have the invitation extended to others, including the universe, to support me? And then the other side of the coin to this is bringing awareness to our egos, okay? And some of these repetitive cycles. So what did they say here? They said bracing for the storm. So a lot of us are like, oh my God, I'm bracing for the next shoe to drop kind of deal. And they're showing me the ego being in the way of seeing the actual truth here. So be very mindful, have a lot of self-awareness this week of what is true, okay? And what is the story that I've created in my mind from fear or from lack? And realize that this is a distraction, that this is a trick, okay? That is making you feel unsafe and unregulated. And they're once again tying in your worthiness here. So they're like, what do you think you deserve? You deserve to live a life free from fear. You deserve to live a life free from worry and lack. So how can we self-correct these things this week and really make choices carrying in from last week that reflect our worth, okay? So realizing the essentialness of this, okay? Because they're saying you must venture into new pastures, okay? I thought this was so interesting because they were like, come on, it's time. It's time for you to stop taking that old path because you know where it leads. You know where the path of fear goes. It leads to immobilizing. It leads you to holding yourself back for longer than you should. And you know now, because you have a calling, that it's time to step out of this fear and move forward. So they said, you must venture into new pastures now. So what has got you so afraid? What is holding you back in fear and desire when you could let it all unfold around you? Right? So a lot about learning how to surrender, a lot about letting God, the angels, the universe carry that burden for you and realizing the power you hold, because as soon as you choose different for yourself, as soon as you find a new way of approaching your problems or moving forward in life, a new way will be paved, which equals a new future, a new destination. So once again, we see this analogy of taking the old path and that definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again. And that's what we're going to be tempted to do. Our ego is going to really be tempted to be like, no, we're safe here. Let's just keep on doing this. Fear is going to go, oh no, don't you take that next step because you're not ready. You're not good enough. Whatever the story is, recognize that now as that story to keep you safe, but realize that you're now the adult and you can take your hand and go, come on, we're going to do this anyway. So they're showing me God stepping in, and they're showing me this divine intervention being like, okay, we're just waiting for you now. They're kind of showing me like cards being laid out and placed before you, where it's like everything's there. You just need to reach out and flip a card, almost like choosing your path, choosing your destiny. And it's like all laid out before you. So the universe is like, decide, choose a new path, a new way, and you will create a new future. So you have a calling, and answer that call. Let all that holds you back dissolve, because nothing is more important than you. Your past, your future dissolve in the present moment. So give yourself what you need. Be free, be you. Then you will be shown the way to greener pastures. So this says a lot, because this is showing us how we are learning in this present moment and how we need to once more take advantage of the lessons that are being given to us right now so we can be ready for the next steps. So if you're like, I hate this spot that I'm in, I'm feeling frustrated or I'm feeling afraid, all of these situations coming to a head, allow yourself to stop for a minute and go, well, why? Why is this all coming up right now? What am I meant to learn from this? What am I meant to see here, right? And what's really interesting is having this awareness, because I thought this was so cool. They were saying nothing is more important than you. And it's time to let anything that holds you back dissolve, including your past and including your future. Now, have you ever thought of that your past can hold you back and so can your future? In the sense of, oh my God, what's going to happen in the future, right? But you're not living there. You're not living in either situation. The present moment is where you're at. And your present moment is what creates your past and your future by your perspectives, by your views towards each of them, and the energies you're placing in both areas. So they're really showing me this reclamation of the self and grabbing onto our power and going, oh, I don't have to give my power away to either of these scenarios anymore. I can be in this space and I can allow myself to realize the importance of me in this moment. So they're showing me like, be a little selfish this week, okay? A lot of us are going to feel selfish this week in the sense of taking more time for ourselves, taking more of this initiative of like, this is what I want, and going for it unapologetically, okay? Now, what's really interesting is we have to start releasing this story that doing these things are selfish because we are here to have this experience. So as an example, myself, I am here to be Rebecca. I am here to live Rebecca's experience. I can't live anyone else's experience. I have to be in mine. And I have to take responsibility for my personal path, well-being, and choices. So they're kind of going like, they're just showing me the perspective really narrowing and coming in to ourselves, to just us, and to remove any of the outside indicators, any of the outside distractions, and getting very crystal clear. So play in that realm of what if today, because they're kind of showing me like, give yourself the freedom to explore. What would you do if all you did have to worry about was yourself? If you didn't have any relationships in your life, if you didn't have any of the things that hold you back in your life, job, career, whatever, responsibilities, if you just removed all of that from the equation, what would you do? What's the calling inside you? And when we remove the clutter, when we remove all of the stories, all of the things, all of our past, all of this worry over what's going to happen in the future, and we get very centered in on what we are here to do, what we are wanting to do and experience in our lives, it really becomes crystal clear. So they're showing me, get in touch with your inner calling, get in touch with your why, reignite the flame within your heart. And this is what allows all the rest to dissolve. And then we start realizing what our needs are. Because once we land on that truth, oh, this is what I'm here to do, we start realizing that we have to start meeting our needs. Because we realize where we haven't been, where we've been distracted, where we've been giving our power away to work, to obligations, to people, to relationships in our lives. And we go, oh, okay, if I mattered more, if I allowed myself to really matter, I would be making these course corrections. So they're like, where do you need to course correct? And they're actually showing me someone stepping back. So where do you need to step back in your life from certain things that are no longer giving you joy, that are no longer giving you satisfaction and fulfillment? And how can you just give yourself permission to make these tweaks, okay? Because they're kind of saying, okay, yeah, we all have obligations, we all have responsibilities. We can't necessarily forget the 3D experience that we're in. We can't. But what tweaks can we make so that we are feeling more fulfilled and more in alignment with our calling? Okay? So give yourself what you need. And I love this because it's like, be free. Be you. And once we learn how to do that, once we learn how to embrace who we are and what we're here to be doing, everything changes. And it's like freedom is here because we're no longer distracted. And it's so funny because that's the main goal for all of us. All of us want to be free. So why aren't you? Why aren't you freeing yourself? That power is yours. We're in the age of Aquarius. Things are going to be going differently, okay? We can't trust anything right now because everything's unpredictable. And they're really saying like Aquarius are the change bringers, okay? They do everything differently. They do everything unique. And we have to start thinking differently because this is the age we are in. So your life is going to evolve. Your life is going to be different. Systems are going to be different. The way we carry out life as a whole planet is going to shift in some way in this age. So we have to allow ourselves to get innovative, to go back to, hey, I've always done things this way, the way society's told me, the way my family's raised me, the way I've been set with these beliefs that have been set in stone. But now you're going, I want to turn all that stone into water. I want to flow with my life. I want to have ease and grace. I want to be able to let go. I want to be able to be free, to be myself, to do what lights me up. So see this calling that's calling all of us, because we cannot keep doing the same thing we have always done. So wake up. Stop doing it. Allow yourself to listen to yourself and to make those changes. Like, it's so funny because I just feel like, please do this. Make the change. It's okay. You are safe. You need to allow yourself. You need to give yourself permission to go a different way. Because I promise when you go this different route, new things will happen. Good things will happen. It's so beautiful because it was like, fear not, want not. A new dawn is here. All you have to do is dive in. Okay? What if that is all you had to do, is to stop resisting the flow? Stop resisting the current and where it's taking you. So let go. Stop holding on to these old ways so tight when they're not serving you. So admit when things aren't serving you. This is a week to get honest about what is actually serving you and what needs to change. So give yourself what you need. Be free. Be you. Okay, so some of us are showing me like this undressing happening where it's like, this is me. I'm finally removing all these layers that hid me away and I'm ready to show myself to the world. And you're realizing it is okay for you to be different. It is okay for you to do what you need to do. It is all right for you to be an activist in whatever it is that calls your soul. Okay? And they're showing me when we do this, this is when the path becomes shown. Okay? It says, then you will be shown the way to greener pastures. So once you let go, the answer's there. Everything's there. It's almost like it's all good. The universe is like, we got you. Like you just needed to let go. We were just waiting for you to use your free will and go, okay, I'll choose this. And from that, we have this amazing awareness of this program that held us back just being learned. Being learned. So what channeled next was another one bites the dust. Another program, another lesson. You are learning. And then I heard, do not be afraid. Seeing your power for real this time and painting the vision of your future with faith. Faith is key. Even if you can't see what's beneath the surface, trust in God is essential. And it was really beautiful because then I heard the song Lean on Me. You know, take my hand when you're not strong. And it was really interesting because they were showing me that self-doubt, this is what is on the rise right now. Okay, so once again, this is a major theme for this entire month, has been the self-doubt. And that's what's going to happen when we start going for our dreams. We're going to have these moments. So look out for that. Be aware of self-doubt when it arises and reaffirm you can do this. So I thought this was really interesting. It said self-doubt is on the rise when you can do this, and you must. Oh my gosh. What is it you must do here on earth in this lifetime? Okay, something to think about. What do you think you're here to do in this lifetime? Why do you think you're here? Right? Why do you think you as an individual are here? What is it you want to do? What is it you must do in this lifetime? And they showed me that at the end of our lives, we don't want the regret that we didn't take action. Right? How often do we have that regret? I wish I had done this. I wish I took action sooner. I wish I believed in myself. I wish I took this opportunity because I missed out. Don't do that to yourself. Choose what you know is right for you. Take action and have no regret. So what came through was act now. Do the thing. Live not in separation any longer. Now, I thought this was really interesting because what happens is we put ourselves in the energy of separation when we go, we're not good enough, right? That separates you from love. That separates you from opportunity. That separates you from anything different, from believing, right? So don't live in that separation where it's like everyone else gets to have everything, but I don't. Why have you left yourself out of this? Why have you said you're the exception to abundance, to goodness, to your joy, to your dreams? What is holding you back? Okay, so really get clear. Is it fear? Is it programming? Is it old beliefs that are ready to go? Is it guilt? Is it shame? What are the specific things that are holding you back from reaching out and taking the life you want to live? So what is it you must do? So the big thing that I feel a lot of us are going to be working through is this awareness of no longer being afraid. We're learning this lesson of how to not let fear rule anymore. And I love how they said that you're seeing your power for real this time and painting the vision of your future with faith. Isn't that beautiful? Like, can you imagine being so faith-filled that you begin to co-create with the universe this grand, beautiful, abundant future for yourself, and you know it's going to be there? And you're trusting it's going to be there. You're no longer fearing if you deserve, if you're going to get it, if it's going to come. You're now knowing it is, trusting it's there, even if you can't see it yet. Right? Isn't that amazing when we advocate for ourselves in such a way? When we allow ourselves to recognize the program, the lesson we are being taught, and we go, oh, this is a lesson. So have I learned this lesson of fear, been grateful for it, and now even more grateful to leave it in the past, right? So this lesson is very much of do not be afraid. Trust, have faith, okay? Faith is key, and trust in God is essential. So once again, when you're in fear, that's an indication that we're not trusting, okay? So a big thing that came up last week was surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and believe in you, who see your worthiness. And this week, that message really carries over as well. So when you're afraid, when you lack belief, go to your people. Go to your soulmates. Go to the people who appreciate, see you, value you, and help you take life less seriously. Because they're really showing me you're taking this too seriously. In some ways, you got to let go and just laugh and play. Enjoy yourself. Find this balance of like, okay, I might not have the answers. Okay, I might be scared. I don't know what's next. But hey, I'm going to take this moment. I'm going to let go. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to trust that people are here to support me. And it reaffirms you're all good. You're all good. So we begin to balance the beautiful energies of heaven and earth in this, because once again, we can know we have a divine calling and we can know all these things, but we have to also experience the 3D world. So they're showing me this beautiful harmonization that's happening where we're learning how to navigate both right now, how to bring them into balance. So knowing when you have these human emotions and these human situations and these 3D experiences, how to work with them, but still also know and trust in a higher calling, right? It's so beautiful. So what is it you know you must do here on earth in this lifetime? Act now and do the thing. Live in separation no longer. I love this. So then what came through was allowance of parentage, of legacy, retiring old thoughts so new ones may surface, believing you're the one you're looking for, and trusting your soul holds all the answers. Analyzation of desire and inability, recognition of unmet needs and how to meet them now. Claim them. What are you waiting for? I thought this is so cool. So I thought this was neat because when they said allowance of parentage and legacy, this can go quite deep. So take what resonates here, but for a lot of us, this is going to bring awareness to reparenting ourselves, to stepping up and being a parent, a loving leader to others, for one, and to what we're leaving behind. So they're kind of showing me this analogy of the shepherd and the sheep, right? And a lot of us are going to come to this awareness of like, okay, I'm going to be like this loving shepherd. I'm going to be like this loving parent, guiding the children along the way. And it was so beautiful because all of us have this potential inside us to lead, to guide, and to show others what we've learned. Okay, so especially for those of you who are thinking of stepping up to advocate for love, to be in this beautiful new world and create this new world of unity and love, you know, this might be called of you. This might be asked of you to step up and to lead. Now, allow it. I thought this was so interesting. Allowance of parentage. Some of us have been resisting leadership. Some of us have been resisting parenting. And it's almost like, why? This is what you're called to do. This is your destiny. Step up and be that loving guardian. Show people the way, right? And they're showing me this legacy that you begin to create, this legacy that you're going to leave behind. So they want us to think deeply this week around the subject. How are you being called to lead in your life? How are you being called to guide others? And what is it your legacy is going to be? What is that? And what do you want to leave behind? Okay. Now I thought this was really interesting because it was like, now as we move into this, it's going to require you to let go and retire these old thoughts of inadequacy and inability. Okay. So it was really interesting. It's like, this is what the cost is. For you to have this new life, you have to pay the price of your old mentalities. You have to let go of what was keeping you small and afraid and enabled, right? Or feeling like you're not enough. So retiring old thoughts so new ones may surface. Believing you're the one you're looking for. And knowing the soul holds all the answers. And I thought this was beautiful because once again, it's the faith that comes in. Believing you are already enough. Believing that what you've been searching for outside of you is already in you. So they're kind of showing me someone who keeps thinking they need to be more educated. They need to have more to be good enough to lead, to show people the way. And they're like, no, no, no. Where do you need to acknowledge your gifts are good enough already? Where do you need to recognize you're already enough? You don't need anything else to leave this legacy. Just be you. Be free. And the path will be shown, right? So where do you need to trust this? Where do you need to let go of these old thoughts so these new ones can come to the surface? And they're showing me like divine downloads coming in as soon as you accept this mission. Okay, so the universe is like, here it is. Once again, all the cards are laid out before you. Here it is. What are you going to take? What are you going to choose? Right? And the minute you decide, the energy starts shifting. The wheels come in motion. And you start realizing you are the one you're looking for. There's nothing else. There's no one else in the world that is you. You are here to be you. So stop trying to change yourself. Right? Realize when you are enough. So I love this because they're like analyzing desire and inability. Did you know that this can be to your detriment? Okay? Desire can be to your detriment in some way. And it's not to put shame on your desires. Absolutely not. They've been placed in your heart for a reason. But when we obsess, when we worry, when we go, will I have it? Can I possibly have this desire when I'm not there yet? See how that puts you in detriment. So analyze this. Recognize when you do this. And once again, this message repeats. Realize this is unmet needs. That strong desire is an unmet need. So an example of this is if you keep searching for a new place to live, a new home that'll be better somewhere else. Why? Why is that such a calling for you? Where do you need to meet the need of finding your own home, a feeling of belonging, a feeling of you are enough, right? See how this can all translate to this unmet need of self-fulfillment. So what is your unmet need? And learn how to meet them. Claim your needs. And it's so funny because it's like, what are you waiting for? Why are you waiting for circumstances to change before you meet your own needs? So write down your desires this week. What is it you really want? And then go beneath the surface. What is my unmet need here? So once again, I want a loving, soulful relationship. That's beautiful. However, where are you not giving that to yourself now? Where are you not having a fulfilling, soulful relationship with yourself or with others already in your life? Where is that lacking? And how can you take the steps to meet that unmet need? Oh, if I only had all this money, then I could finally do my dream. No. You can start, and you can start now. Maybe you don't need all the things you think you do to start, to begin. Maybe you don't need fancy equipment. Maybe you don't need to buy all these different things to start your dream. Maybe you can just start. Right? So where are you holding yourself back with these little stories we tell ourselves that are not even true? And where are you taking the stories people are feeding you and making them your truth? So what are you waiting for? This is not the time to be waiting or longing or desiring. It's the time to claim it. A big difference. And when you claim it, even when you just decide to claim it, the energy shifts, because what you believe creates your reality. If you believe you're not enough, well, that's going to shape your story, isn't it? You're not going to make choices that thwart that belief system. You're not going to choose different because you only believe you're worth this. So you're going to stay on that train until you choose to decide differently. So friends, what are you waiting for? Okay, I thought this was so neat. Quick steps lead to new ends. And it was so cool because they were showing me this rapid transition. It was like, whoa, what am I waiting for? And then you just do the thing. You take a step, you take a risk, you do something that changes the energy. You take your power back. And woof, it's leading you down a new path. That's it. Wow, how quick that happened. Quick steps. Leading you in a new direction. And it's so cool because then they show me this breathtaking view of you looking over the expanse of your life and seeing it in awe. Hope for a new future. So much goodness right there. And it was so cool because that's just like you get this new lease on life because, wow, I just advocated for myself. I just took this step and I just allowed myself to do it. And that was so liberating. That was so freeing. I made the decision and it changed everything. You're no longer stuck. You're no longer wallowing. You're no longer wondering why you're not good enough, if you're going to be deserving, when you're going to get the gift, when you're going to receive what you want to receive. You're doing it. You took your power back. And it's like, wow, this whole new perspective opens up of your power. And you see all the goodness around you. Oh my gosh, this is happening now. This is coming forward because I made this choice. Wow. That's how quick your life can change. With one choice, your life can change. Amazing. So what we have to do this week is call in guides that will help empower you. So they're showing me Archangel Michael, very prominent here with us this week. So call on Archangel Michael. A lot of people view Archangel Michael as this champion in the sense of protection. And that's very true. However, he's also the angel of empowerment. So utilize Archangel Michael this week, not necessarily for protection, but for empowering you, helping you see your own strength and ability and capability. And utilize whatever totems, guides, angels that call to you. So the other one that's coming up is Jophiel. So Archangel Jophiel is amazing to help us find the joy despite whatever is happening. So if you're feeling low, if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed by your fears, by whatever inadequacies you see in yourself, call on Archangel Jophiel to help soften those things, to help you have joy in your experience. And it's amazing what can transform when you ask for a little bit of help, right? So the next thing that channeled was reside at home, the throne of your heart. Aligned action headed by love. Overwhelming love for all. Sharing all the goodness meant to be fostered. Now, I thought this was so beautiful because they showed me like the cup overflowing. And when the cup is overflowing, that's when you have more love and abundance to share, right? So when that cup is full, we have that to give. So they said, come back to your heart. Come back to the throne of your heart. And when you do that, actions align. So if a lot of you are like, I don't know what to do from here. I know what I want to do, but I don't know how. Go to your heart. Go to your heart for those next steps and let love be the catalyst to show you forward. So if you were like, well, how do I create this? Be like, okay, well, what's love urging me to do? Maybe it's just practicing, right? So they're like, how can you just have something to practice on? So I'll give you an example. Say you're thinking of starting some sort of healing practice. Well, how can you start? Maybe just ask some people to practice with. And just doing that shares the love. It heightens your awareness of your ability. It helps you gain confidence. It helps you understand your craft. And at the same time, you're sharing, you're caring, right? You're sharing the love. So it's almost like everybody wins. And it's so cool because they're just showing me this example of like, the more you just share because you want to, the more you act from this motivation, I just want to share love, the quicker things come in because you have that intent. You're coming from everything from this space. It's no longer, well, I can only take clients if I charge this amount and I need my clients to meet this need, blah, 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 blah. Okay, maybe those 3D concerns are going to come in. However, don't lose your why, right? We get a lot of this story of charge your worth, do this. I get it. But at the same time, come to this awareness of why you're doing it. Yes, there has to be an exchange, but don't be afraid to just start, right? Don't hold back because of some of these stories, right? Don't let those things keep you from doing what you love to do. Do what you love to do because you love it. Do it because it helps others. Do it because it makes your heart full. And that is enough. Isn't it? That is enough. So it's amazing because they said overwhelming love for all, sharing all the goodness that is meant to be fostered. It's so beautiful. So a lot of us get stuck in this, well, we need to create a business and we need to do this and do that. Just start. Just start. Just start doing what you do. Do what you love. Don't let anything hold you back from beginning. Okay? The time is now. And it was really neat because what came through from this was this release of mental health concerns to rest your weary head on the shoulder of love. And I thought this was so beautiful. It was like, it's nothing to worry about. Just rest yourself. Rest your weary head on my shoulder. I've got you. I'm holding you. See how supported you are? See how loved you are? See how this message came through specifically this week? For those of you who are listening, this message is for you. This message is for you. You're supported, you're loved, and your beautiful heart, your beautiful soul is meant to shine. And if you get overwhelmed, if you get scared, it's okay. You can lean on me. You can lean on the universe to be there for you. You're going to get through this self-doubt. You're going to get through these fears. We will be here every single step of the way. And watch the synchronicities in your life. Watch as they unfold. And they're just showing me like you have no idea how capable you are. And some of these steps you take this week, you're going to feel afraid. It might feel like a risk. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. But come back to your heart and go, yes, yes, you should. You must. So, my friends, take the next step. Surround yourself with people who support you, who love you, who see you, who value you, and all will unfold just as it should. Call in your guides to strengthen you, to hold you when you feel you're not strong, and know that everything is in hand when you trust, when you let go, and you have faith. The divine is leading you now. So that's all I have, my friends, for this week. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if it resonates, let me know down below. I'd love to know what you guys are working on, what you guys are spearheading now, what your dreams are that you're moving forward, what actions, decisions you make this week. Let me know. I'd love to hear. Have a beautiful week, my friends. Until next time.